Welcome. In this explainer, we're going to dive into how living things react to the world around them. We'll be looking at two very different strategies for communication inside the body. It's really a story of speed, strategy, and ultimately survival.
Okay, so picture this. You're watching a sprinter at the Olympics. The gun goes off, and they explode out of the blocks in a fraction of a second. But then they also need that sustained power, that rush of energy to keep going for the whole race. How can the body do both? One is an instant reaction. The other is a lasting surge. They seem like totally different things, right?
Well, that's because they are. These two things are managed by two incredible and totally distinct communication systems in the body. So we're going to explore both. The super-fast nervous system, think of it like the body's electrical wiring, and the slower, chemical-based endocrine system, which is more like a broadcasting network. All right, first up, let's talk about the body's own high-speed broadband network, the nervous system. This is the system that's all about those lightning-fast reactions. So the nervous system is basically split into two main parts. You've got your command center, the central nervous system, which is the brain and spinal cord. Then you have the network connecting everything else, the peripheral nervous system. And this whole network is made of these amazing specialized cells called neurons. They're like the body's wiring, carrying these tiny electrical messages called nerve impulses to and from every single part of you. So you might be wondering, how do these neurons get so incredibly fast? Well, a lot of them have this secret weapon, a fatty layer called a myelin sheath. You can see how it insulates the nerve fiber. It's kind of like the plastic coating on an electrical wire, and it forces the signal to literally jump between the gaps. And this one little adaptation makes a massive difference to the transmission speed.
And how much of a difference are we talking about? We're talking speeds of up to 100 meters per second. I mean, that is just blisteringly fast. To put that in perspective, a nerve impulse could travel the entire length of a football field in about 1 second. Just incredible.
Now, this incredible speed isn't just for showing off in a race. It is absolutely crucial for survival. And there's no better way to see it in action than by looking at the reflex arc. This is really where the nervous system's design for speed truly shines.
You know that feeling, right? It's so weird. Your hand is already pulled back to safety, and then a split second later, your brain finally catches up and goes, "Ow, that was hot." Well, that's the magic of an automatic protective response that is so fast, it doesn't even bother to consult your brain first.
Okay, this diagram shows that exact pathway, which is called a reflex arc. It all starts with the stimulus, your hand touching something hot. Instantly, a sensory neuron fires a signal from your hand to your spinal cord. Now, right there in the spinal cord, a relay neuron passes the message directly to a motor neuron. That motor neuron then sends a signal straight to the muscle in your arm. We call that muscle the effector, telling it to contract. And bam, your hand is pulled away. It's a direct, life-saving shortcut that completely bypasses your conscious brain to save every possible millisecond.
But here's where it gets even cooler. These neurons, they don't actually touch each other. There's this microscopic gap between them called a synapse. So to stop the message from just hitting a dead end, the signal has to do this little quick change act.
So as the electrical impulse reaches the end of one neuron, it triggers the release of these special chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. These little guys float across that tiny gap, lock onto the next neuron, and kick off a brand new electrical signal. It's a really clever system, and it also acts like a one-way valve, which makes sure the message only ever travels in one direction.
Okay, so we've seen the fast system. Now let's completely switch gears and look at the body's other major communication system. This one takes a totally different and, well, a much more leisurely approach to getting its message out. So instead of using electrical wires, the endocrine system uses chemical messengers called hormones. Various glands in your body produce these hormones and release them directly into the bloodstream. From there, the blood carries them all over the body. It's less like sending a targeted email and a lot more like broadcasting a radio signal. Only the specific target organs that are tuned in to receive that particular message will actually respond. And the classic example of this, the one we've all heard of, is adrenaline, the hormone behind the fight-or-flight response. When you face a scary or stressful situation, your adrenal glands pump out adrenaline, and this gets the whole body ready for action. Your heart rate goes up, your breathing gets faster, your pupils dilate, and your liver starts releasing glucose for a quick energy boost. It's a widespread, coordinated preparation for whatever's coming next. So the really crucial thing to get here is that it's not about one system being better than the other. We absolutely need both of them working together.
We need the lightning-fast reflexes from the nervous system for immediate danger. And we need the slower, widespread effects of the endocrine system for longer-term readiness. Let's actually compare them side by side.
This table really lays it all out, doesn't it? The nervous system is made of neurons, uses electrical impulses, and is super fast, but the effects don't last very long. On the other hand, the endocrine system is made of glands, uses chemical hormones in the blood, and while it's a lot slower to act, the effects stick around for much longer. They're just two different tools for two very different but equally important jobs. And you know what? This whole idea of slower chemical control, it's not just an animal thing. Plants, which obviously don't have nerves or muscles, are absolute masters of coordinating with hormones. For instance, a plant hormone called auxin is what controls how a shoot grows towards light. It actually builds up on the shady side, which makes those cells grow longer, and that's what physically bends the shoot towards the sunlight so it can get more energy.
So when you step back and look at the whole picture, you see this absolutely beautiful spectrum of response. You've got everything from the millisecond reaction time of a nerve impulse to the sustained readiness from a hormone like adrenaline, all the way to the slow, steady growth of a plant over days and weeks. Life has evolved the perfect solution for every single timescale, all to solve that one fundamental challenge: how to sense the world and respond to it effectively. So, if this explainer helped you get your head around coordination and response, do us a favor and hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the Spotwork Learning channel on YouTube. We have a lot more explainers for O-level biology and other subjects coming your way very soon. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.